Now, there's a reason why they say there is your truth and then there's the actual truth. You know what? I ain't gonna call him a punk this time because apparently he thinks everybody must have forgotten about that 2017 flagging campaign, which you had the Swirlers trying to censor black men off of YouTube. But the way he's putting it is half true. In fact, he doesn't even give out the full information or why things led the way they led. And yes, Big J, those who don't learn from past mistakes are doomed to repeat it. Now, here's what you said. Because you think I lack comprehension, but Uncle JD's memory ain't blurry. I still remember what happened back in 2016, 2017. Now, I will give it to Big J. He's right about the first part. The reason why the Swirlers started that flagging campaign at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, and yes, you were right about the first part, as I said. Obsidian did dox Chrissy and were harassing Sophia A. Nelson. That is true. That is true. Flint Townboy stalked Crystal and Kerrisan's daughter at her college. That's true too. And all this started the flagging campaign, which you had the Swirlers, led by both Crystal and Kerrison, Sophia A. Nelson, and Simone 5-6, started a hit list. And I should know, because when they started their hit list, it was around that same time you had Angry Man, you had Obsidian, all of them was leaving MGTOW to form the Black Manosphere. O'Shea Duke Jackson also left MGTOW to start the Manosphere. Now you had the Swirlers trying to get black men taken off of YouTube. And it goes back to what I said previously. You got some people that will take the actions of a few and try to paint everybody with a broad brush. Now, if they only went after the ones that was messing with them, there wouldn't be no problems. But no. They didn't just want to go after Tommy. They didn't just want to go after Obsidian or Sophia A. Nelson or anyone that's involved. No, they decided to make a hit list trying to get rid of all black men off of YouTube, while claiming to be a protected class. However, even to this day, their biggest mistake was believing that just because they are a protected class, as they claimed, they thought just because that they are a protected class, that automatically means that they are immune to YouTube's terms of service. And it also goes back to what I say too. You can't be an agitator and a victim at the same time. You can't start shit with people, then turn around and play the victim the next. And from the month of January all the way up to April of 2017, they were terminating black men off of YouTube, left, right, up, down, even sideways. And to be honest, they would have been successful too. However, in the process of trying to get black men taken off of YouTube, those same swirlers ended up becoming the same ones that they hate. Yes, I'll say it again. Somewhere along that line, those same swirlers trying to get black men taken off of YouTube with their hit list and their flagging campaign, they ended up becoming those same black men that they hate. You had their supporters going to these black men's YouTube channels, starting shit in their comment section, and when those black men responded, they didn't want to turn around and play the victim. But why were they going to their channels trying to start shit? It's beyond me. At that same time, you had some of us, including myself, black men and black women that did not approve of this shit. Some of us was trying to keep the peace. By March of 2017, I believe you had one content creator by the name of Jared Haggerly. If I'm wrong, correct me. What did those swirlers do? Which further proves the point that they ended up becoming the same people that they hate. Oh, that's right. They doxed, not only did guy's channel terminated, but even went as far as to dox his job. Now, growing up, what did my elders used to tell us? 2 wrongs don't make a right. So just because they did you wrong, that means just because someone doxed you, that gives you a reason to turn back around and dox someone that didn't dox you? No. But that was pretty fucked up. Then more black men started getting their channels terminated. More and more. While at the same time, the swirlers wanted to be both agitators and the victims. April 2017. And I'm sorry for the long pause, but around that time, the swirlers then had their simps, in which I call Tobies. And for those of y'all who don't know what a Toby is, a Toby, in my words, was a weak, defeated black man, no different from a simp. They thought by kissing these swirlers' asses, in their warped, twisted mind, they thought by kissing these swirlers' asses that the swirlers was going to leave the white and non-black men alone and start going back to dating black men. Yeah, how fucking retarded is that shit? But yeah, I had one Toby who decided to make it his obligation to try to terminate my channel, in which he goes by the name of Jay Black. No, 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 fellas. Not JD Black, not him, but a content creator out in England who goes by Jay Black. BLAUQE. And I believe his channel was called Jay Black Attack. He thought by coming after me and other black men trying to simp and pander to these swirlers, he thought that those same swirlers was going to leave those other races of men alone and get back with black men. So much so that he ended up getting my channel terminated. And the crazy part about it was that my name was not on their hit list, but he encouraged the swirlers to target my channel. And keep this in mind. I was one of the many that was trying to keep the peace. So I got in contact with YouTube. Me, and it wasn't just myself, other black men who had their channels targeted by this swirling campaign. But here's what it fell into our favor. All those comments of those zealous ass, bitter ass swirlers that came in our comment section trying to start shit with us, trying to provoke fights with us. I've been screenshotting those comments all the way up to that very day. And when I did get in contact with YouTube support, I let them know the situation, as well as they sent me an email for me to send all those screenshots. All the screenshots we collected of those same swirlers claiming to be victims 1 minute, but then go to these black men's channels trying to start shit. And we sent them directly to YouTube. And I ain't gonna lie, it's sad that I lost my channel. However, YouTube granted me permission to come back on YouTube as a different account. And when I came back on YouTube, I told all these black men who are being targeted by these swirlers, start screenshotting their comments. They claim to be victims while at the same time they come into your channel starting shit. No. Don't just ignore that shit. Screenshot it and send it to YouTube. I'm telling them this. Other black men is telling them this. And as I return back on YouTube, you know, the peace talk is now over. I'm now out for blood. And the first target was those retarded fuck ass Tobys. Especially that Jay Black. And when I hit his fucking channel hard, guess what? He came right back crying like a little bitch. JD Mouse, you flagged down my channel. You a coward. Oh, but wait a second, Toby. But flagging down my channel was okay, right? But when karma bitch slap your ass, now all of a sudden you can't take it. And guess what? Hit his channel again, second strike. And once again, he's in there crying. I'm like, fuck your tears. You shouldn't have targeted me. You should not have targeted me when I wasn't on their hit list. By the time I gave Jay Black his death blow, guess what the coward do? And even to this day, I consider it to be YouTube suicide. Knowing that he knew damn well I was gonna terminate his channel. So what did he do? He he turned right back around and deleted his channel. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. But that's what those Tobies get. For trying to go after people, not on the list, not did nothing to those swirlers, but wanted to kiss their fucking ass, thinking they're gonna come back to them with open arms. But we'll get back to those Tobies later. Then we start hitting those swirlers back. And yes, I ain't gonna lie. Them coming for us was a big mistake. And now YouTube knows. And at that time, at May 2017, at that time, YouTube is now starting to see past their bullshit. Because guess what happens? Now, someone wants to sit there and say that, their flagging campaign failed because the sisterhood stabbed each other in the back. But wait a second, hold up. That's half true. That is a half truth. There's more to that story. Yeah, they stabbed each other in the back, but how did it got to that point? Well, let me enlighten you. May 2017. YouTube finally seeing these swirlers for who the fuck they really are. Guess what started happening? All those black men who got their channels terminated due to their flagging campaign was now starting to get their channels back reinstated. Obsidian got his channel reinstated. Angry Man got his channel reinstated. Jada Black got his channel reinstated. Jalen Speaks Out, channel reinstated. And I believed I said during that time, this shit is going to have a double-edged sword effect. Yeah, they cheering because the double-edged sword is swinging on our end. But guess what happens? Now the sword is being swung back on those swirlers. And that's the most interesting part about a double-edged sword. Both sides are bladed. You swing it in one direction, but then you can turn right back around and swing it in the exact opposite direction. And when I said that double-edged sword swung right back on those swirlers, it did. Because some of those swirlers, in their attempts to try to get all black men taken off of YouTube, guess what happened? YouTube started hitting their channels as well. Some of them ended up getting their channels terminated. And what made it even worse for those swirlers, of the vast majority of black men, they try to get off YouTube, got their channels reinstated. And around that same time, seeing all this, that's when those swirlers started to turn against Crystal Kerrison, Sophia A. Nelson, and Simone 5-6. Now, to answer your question, what caused the sisterhood to turn on each other and stab each other in the back was the fact that by May of 2017, their efforts to get black men taken off of YouTube was starting to fail, was starting to backfire. And because of this, you have swirlers turning against their leaders. Crystal Kerrison, Sophia A. Nelson, Simone 5-6, and everybody else that was pushing it. I still remember both Sophia A. Nelson and Crystal Kerrison was getting their channels flagged down by their fellow swirlers. And then that's when it all came crashing down. I'm telling you all, it all falls down. I'm telling you all, it all falls down. And when it falls down, who you gonna call now? And by the end of May 2017, just about each and every black man had their channel reinstated. YouTube now finally sees these swirlers for who the fuck they were. But by the end of May 2017, what did I said? Never become what you hate. And because they decided to be no better than the black men that they were complaining about during that time, that shit became their undoing. This is why even to this day, Uncle JD says this: you can't be both an agitator and a victim at the same time. You can't go around starting shit one minute, then turn around playing the victim the next. I'm not saying this out of nothing. I'm saying this because this is what I've seen and this is what I experienced. Now, as for those Tobies, those weekend defeated black simps who was out there simping, caping, and pandering to those swirlers, who thought that, oh, if we kiss these swirlers' ass, they're gonna come back to us. Oh, those swirlers turn right back on their motherfucking asses. They really thought that those swirlers was gonna leave those white and non-black men alone to get back with their black ass. Motherfuckers was nothing more than expendable. And what makes it even more comical, when those swirlers turn right back around and stab them in the back. Oh, those Toby was banging their head. They actually thought their retarded fuck ass simping was gonna work. Fuck out of here. By June of 2017, their flagging campaign was laid to rest. And somewhere between mid-June of 2017, you did have Sophia A. Nelson trying to restart the flagging campaign. This time, she thought if she goes to Congress with it, that will give her a different result. But unannounced to her, Congress shot her proposal down with the quickness, saying that what she's asking for is unconstitutional. And I believe it goes against the First Amendment. So she gave up. So she gave up completely. But then, of course, you also had other swirlers sitting there trying to restart the flagging campaign. But there was a problem. Oh, did I also fail to mention? It was around that same time YouTube updated their terms of service. And for those of y'all who don't know, yes, according to YouTube, it is now considered harassment for any content creator to encourage their supporters to go and mass flag another content creator. And this rule was updated after the flagging campaign died off. Yeah, that's right. As a content creator, you can no longer encourage your supporters to go mass flag another content creator. That's harassment. This is also the reason why you had these swirlers who was trying to copycat what Kristen Harrison, Sophia A. Nelson, and Simone 56 was doing, and they thought they was going to get a different result, telling their supporters to go mass flag certain black men, only to end up getting their own channels hit and terminated in the process. And to be honest, that's the most positive thing YouTube ever did. So by the end of the day, no, Uncle JD's memory ain't blurry. I remember everything that happened. And no, we ain't trying to listen to the half truths. Why listen to a half truth when you could get the full truth and nothing but the truth? Out the gate. With that being said, I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.